Trojans will get us started with the opening kickoff. He's going to bring it out from deep. Bulldozes his way through. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. The offense lining up for a first down play. Wide receiver shows motion. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard up. It seems so inviting to try to get the ball outside, but this defense is so fast, you just end up running sideways.
And when you don't have any misdirection or something else to look at before you pitch that ball on the perimeter, a lot of times those guys can play even faster. They can see it right now. Those safeties fly up, those corners fly up, outside backers fly up, and get in the play immediately.
And it's an incomplete pass over the middle. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
He finds his man. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one they had to have a plan for one of the best receivers in the country, so they're double covering him. You can't do anything else, and still they can't prevent this guy from making the catch and getting the first down.
Wants to throw on first down. And that ball is picked off. Taking it the other way. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
And I tell you what, defensively, you want to set the tone, and gave up a few plays, but bowed your neck, got a big turnover. That's what you dream about. You dream about forcing a turnover, especially on the first possession. Offense, it's your turn.
Offense set on first down. Using his legs, it's Peterson. They worked that running game down to the 34. Let's give him 3 on the carry. One of the offshoots of expansion, particularly in the Big Ten, was how viable could the ACC remain, and it just sort of ramps up the stakes when they meet on the field.
Yeah, I think all of this conference realignment, all the money talk, the loss of rivalries, but it's the haves and the have-nots. And let's be honest, the SEC and the Big Ten are the big two gorillas, right? Anytime you can make a statement and dent these two big powerhouse conferences, go do it.
I think the ACC, too, is going to play with a chip on his shoulder. And back in conference realignment, it was the best 4 programs from the Pac-12 that all chose the Big Ten and not the ACC. So this one will be interesting.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And that's what you're trying to do, not just in this game, but for the season. You're just trying to set the tone defensively, and they do that getting the sack. They feel good about their front 7 and all the athletes they have. It'll be fun to watch this unit for the rest of this game and see how they do in one-on-one situations.
Oh, and the attempt is no good. Kicker tried to tack a few more on the scoreboard, guys, and couldn't do it. BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's He's looking to throw. Time to take a shot. And the pass is complete. He's got it at the 20. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one. The tackle is finally made. Going up top on first down. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB because his intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds, and you can live to play another day here on this drive.
Second and 10, he'll throw again. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Cougar!
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Colorado State just wrapped up 4 quarters worth of dominance on its way to a never-in-doubt victory, and that's really the standard there in Fort Collins. They'll enjoy this one all week. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish strong.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
They'll throw it on first down. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Listen, you can't make every play, you can't cover everybody, but it's really nice when you get the bonus of swatting the ball down and making sure that quarterback doesn't get a completion and doesn't get a big play.
After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. Quarterback will audible. Wide receiver coming across in motion. The play action fake. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. It's complete on the right side. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. And the Trojans in the hurry up. Trojans used to be known for student body right, and they can still do that. But with quarterbacks like this, you want to put it up.
Yeah, I think they hung that up years ago when they started to find, big, strong quarterbacks that can throw the ball all over the yard. So I like the student body right, student body left. But that's a little old school for me there, RD.
The Trojans will move the sticks. Just inside the 40-yard line, it's first and 10 from the 39. For all of the star quality that USC has been built on, good offensive line, strong running game has always been a hallmark.
No doubt about it. I think they're built on, the passing game and explosive playmakers out wide, but they've always had that balance at USC. You got to have a little bit of the boring to go with the glitz and the glamour.
That's a throw the QB would like to have back. He just has to do a better job giving his receiver a chance to make the catch.
Second down after that incompletion. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. And passes incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down.
We're already in the first quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
A third and long coming up here. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Gets it out quickly. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
That's really got to make this offensive coordinator feel good. Get a completion on a big third down early in the game, and that should give him a lot of confidence calling plays this game.
Pulls and fires complete. And oh, did they know that one was coming? They'll knock him down in the backfield.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast, and they force the negative.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, and after not getting any sacks a week ago, we knew he was going to be a little frustrated, but he told us this week he wasn't going to try to press. He was just going to go out in this game, be himself, knowing the numbers and the stats would come. He's off to a great start in this game.
And whatever they did on first and second down, don't do that anymore. Third and very long coming up.
7, USC, 0.
They have had the ball for a week and a half. Play number 10 coming up. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're third and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
What a disappointment. No good. After that miss, still a 7-point game, guys.
BYU, 7, USC, 0.
BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Hand off from the shotgun. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
And that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a third down stop. Looking to throw for it. Got the big tight end on the corner route. They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41. BYU coming to the line with 1st and 10. Short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy.
Is 1.
Catch, first down.
Well, the one thing you can say about this defense, they pursue the football. The first guy might miss, the second guy might miss, but there's going to be more and more hats flying to the ball carrier. You saw it on that play getting the tackle for loss.
He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Got a man. It's Edwards.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Maybe some confusion on the snap count there. That's maybe what caused the false start. Either way, offense is penalized. They'll need to get this one to the 31 here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the catch. It's Edwards. And he couldn't quite get to the marker, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Deep to shallow. That's what I have to understand that as a defensive guy. I take away those passes beyond the sticks, and then I react to those quick throws they have to the running back. It's my athlete versus yours. The defense won that battle.
No good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss.
That keeps the score. BYU 7, USC 0.
And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
They'll go with a direct snap. Got enough for the first down. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. And the Trojans want to crank the tempo.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense, sticking to the run. Nice job getting the first down.
A strike downfield. That's where they'll mark him a very productive play and a first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quarterback now breaking the field. He's got it. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. From the red zone, it's Peterson.
They're trying to run the ball on first down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
Lost yardage on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. They're trying to get to it. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
Yeah, and your first job is to affect the quarterback and try to get him off his spot. They get him off his spot, he gets outside the pocket, and a nice job chasing, not quitting, getting to the quarterback, and still getting a good lick as he's throwing the football.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Makes the grab. It's Matthews. And they'll stop him inside the 5, but the defense is backed up in the shadow of its own goalpost.
You saw the tight end on a big play there in that last third down. Why not go back to him again here in the red zone? With his size and his athleticism, he is a matchup nightmare down in this area of the field.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. Relentless, tough running, gets it down to the 4. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Going for 6. And the pass is picked off. And they make the play and make sure there's not any scoring opportunity right here before the end of the half.
Man, that is picture-perfect cover 0. When I play cover 0, I'm bringing pressure, and that ball's going to come out. Look at the defense. Ready for that ball to come out of the quarterback's hand. Nice job breaking on the football and going and making the interception.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They'll run it from the gun. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Looking for room. It's Edwards. Wrestled down at the 32 after a pickup of 5. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Defense in press coverage. From the gun, the running back has it. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. BYU will try to boot it deep to start the second half. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments. They've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think even if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
And it's just simple. Simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. He's got his man. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Good timing on the quick out. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. The Trojans come to the line in the hurry-up. They'll run it from the gun. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Finds a soft spot in the middle. And he'll be marked down right there, still short of the first down. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Pushes ahead for a pickup of 1 down to the 13.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last one.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Fast motion from the offense. From the gun on 3rd down. The throw. And they make the stop, and this offense has it inside the 5, and they are threatening. And the Trojans trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? On the option. He'll toss it. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, USC! You know what? Methuselah lived 969 years. He was born and died in the amount of time it took them to walk it down the field and score that touchdown.
That's just so frustrating. Play after play after play. You line up, you try to do your assignment, and you fail, and they cap it off with a touchdown? Oh, Methuselah.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Minnesota was able to come away with the victory, but it was not the type of dominant win we've seen from the Gophers over the years. A win, yes, but this one lacked style points. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Coming after him. Got his man on the right.
I love playing man-to-man defense, and I love getting up in your kitchen and jamming you at the line of scrimmage, but it's really hard when they start running these crossing routes and drags and ends because now I'm in chase mode, and the QB has a little bit of space a lot of times, and those fast guys can create some separation and get a first down like they did there.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the second down misfire. They'll try to run for it, and he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
Yeah, 3rd and 1, you know what time it is. It's about the big boys up front. You got to give me a little bit of space, a little crack. You just can't give up that penetration, so my running back can fall forward just like that and get the first down.
Comes out throwing on first down. Pulls it in. It's Phillips.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and you never complain.
Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. They're going to run it. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
Well, there we go. We finally see some life in this offense running the football. Nice game to pick up the first down. Got to get more of that going moving forward because they have not run it well.
And the Cougars are flying down the field. Trying to find his man on first down. Finds a man on the left. Touchdown, Cougars. They take the lead with the 6. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And they finished it with an explosive play in the passing game, scoring from 47 yards out. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want it. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So in this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action, it sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
That is just a sideline clinic. Roll, catch, toe drag, everything you want. The Trojans are in the hurry-up.
Really nice pass right there. This guy's got a lot to live up to. So much pressure when you think about playing quarterback for the Trojans. Heisman winners, guys like Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, Caleb Williams. There's a lot of people watching this guy hoping he can be the next great one at USC. When you see throws like that, it gives you the hope that maybe, you know what, he might just be.
Quarterback checking the play. He's looking for a man on second down. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on third and short from the 49. From the gun, wants to pass. Quick strike complete. And they make the tackle now before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the third.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, BYU 14, USC 7.
And the Trojans come to the line with a new set of downs.
Yankee blue! Yankee blue! Hornet! Hornet! Cricket!
He'll come out throwing on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Peterson. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
You just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead, it's late, and they're going to try to tackle everybody inbounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart. You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first downs. You got to keep this thing moving vertically down the field.
Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They pieced together a couple of first downs, and here they come again. He's looking to throw it. A shot toward the end zone. Oh, what a grab by the defense. A veteran in this defense stayed locked in on his rules and made the interception.
And that just kind of caps off this day. It's been a day with not a lot of rhythm, not a lot of timing, not a lot of guys on the same page, and they weren't right there, and the quarterback throws an INT, and this one is not looking good.
The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute, build this lead a little bit bigger, put this thing away in the fourth quarter.
Wants to fire on second down. Snagged in the middle, it's Bowers. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
Oops, someone moved just a bit early, and the offense is going to pick up a penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Trying to move the sticks on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it fly. Almost intercepted, and what a momentum swing that could have been, but they still force a fourth down. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. The punters have had the day off up to this point, first one of the game. He'll call for the fair catch here. Offense getting set for first down. Takes the handoff. It's Peterson.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Motion from the offense. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. He looks that one in nicely. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield and he moves the sticks.
Looking to go up top on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Here they come on 2nd and 10 from the 47 after the incompletion. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Got it in the middle. It's Jordan. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. To the air on first down. Makes the grab on the left. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. Curl route seems simple, but when you time it like that so it's right on him, man, that's a tough play to stop.
And give the receiver a lot of credit, too, because he knew where the sticks were. He got his depth on the route, and then he came back to the football. All young receivers can learn from this guy right here. Come back to the ball and help your quarterback out.
And that's a really good job by this defense, because remember, when the quarterback runs, now you got an extra blocker, because he's not just handing it off and standing there, and they still did a good job at the point of attack, kind of strung it along and made him run out of bounds.
Line getting set on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. They're bringing heat. Got rid of it just in time. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, as a quarterback, when you get to the outside, you know you don't have all day to throw it. You've got these defenders. They are coming. They're running at you hard, so you've got to do a better job getting the ball out quicker. That hit forced the incompletion.
Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. Wide receiver now comes in motion. On 3rd down, going up top. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Interesting call here for the head coach, too, because you need a touchdown. Now it's 4th and long. You could kick the field goal and cut into the lead, but it depends on how much you trust your defense right now. They may go for this one, guys.
Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He caught it. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there. And guys, if they can somehow, some way find their way into the end zone, we'll have a tie game in the 4th. They'll run it on 1st and goal. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Southern Cal.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the 4th. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, just wrapped up another chapter in the rivalry between Florida State and Miami, and here's how it went down. Miami had a dominant win, the kind the folks in South Florida were used to in 2001 when Ken Dorsey, Clinton Portis, and Jeremy Shockey led the Canes to a national title. Talk about a special team. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
He's going to pass. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. After the misfire, now on 2nd down. looking to throw. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Listen, we all want to get to the quarterback and get sacks, but when you realize the quarterback's going to throw the football right away, you just try to get your hands in the air, get a deflection, make him throw around you. Great job by the defensive end.
This is the type of play that could be a pivotal moment. Tight game, 3rd and long coming. Shoots it to the left. It's caught downfield. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
The give out of the gun. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks for the 1st down.
1st down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another 1st down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
Each brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
And now on 2nd down for this offense. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Looking for space. It's Edwards. And he was able to run through 1 tackle, but still only a modest gain. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. A little less room to work with now as the ball's at the 28, and it's 3rd and long. From the gun. Give on the inside. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big plays.
And the try is no good. After that failed field goal attempt, fellas, still tie ball game.
Well, that's now the 2nd missed field goal for him, and this one hurts because if he makes that, obviously, his team takes the lead.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. There's enough time to get the ball down the field here, David, but you've got to make sure you're efficient and avoid mistakes.
Yeah, and those 2-minute drills, you always talk about the first down, Jason. Get that first down, stop the clock, get some momentum going on offense.
Yeah, and good decision-making by the quarterback, too, right? You don't have to be greedy in this situation. Just take what the defense gives you and get yourself in position to win.
Tight end getting vertical. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37. Rushing to the line, trying to get in a little better position for their kicker. They'll throw it on 1st down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Matthews. And that's where they'll mark him, but a chunk play, and they pick up a 1st down. Looking to move it through the air. Throws to the tight end. He's got an open man. Timeout is called with just a single second left. send out the field goal unit. And this will be for the win. And it is good. Splits the uprights on the chip shot. Guys, that one was a ton of fun to call. And the players, a lot of games sort of wash away in the memory bank. Not that one. That will be an indelible mark in their memories.
I agree, Reese. You know, I think back to my career at Florida, and just the games that stand out the most were always the ones that went down to the wire, whether we lost or whether we won. For this team, this is going to be a good memory moving forward, David, because of how well they played today.
Did you lose more of those or win more of those? I'm just asking for a friend. Tennessee, what happened? Hey, yeah, it's big-time clutch, right? These are the ones that define your seasons, define your careers, and the ones you never forget, those heartbreakers that come down to the last play.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College